together now.
So we are live.
Yes.
Hello people. I'm TheKotti and this is Darkness Within 2, the Dark Lineage Director's Cut Edition, or DW2TDLDCE for short. Let's get started. Or not, because my mouse is not in the game. There we go, now it is. So timing starts now. So, this is a fantastic speed game because it's a point-and-click adventure.
That is not...
And those make for the best speedruns, especially when they are made on engines that were intended for no movement at all, and then later on the devs decided that, you know what, would be great if you had free movement in the game. And the physics of the engine are intended for exactly that. So the story is, some dude from the previous game knocked us out, brought us into this cabin, he broke us out of a mental institute, and now he's telling us that, yo, they are after you, you should go to this place and go buy a book so they don't get it. And you'll just roll with it. Because he seems reliable. Also, I'm completely sane because in the previous game, something happened. I just played it like 2 weeks ago, and I don't understand what happened. But the point was that the main character ended up going insane while looking for this this person who now took us from the mental institute and told us to do whatever he wants us to do. And we'll just roll with it. I was hoping to walk through that, and I failed miserably. Good start. Anyway, here we are. We have arrived at Arkham. It's a lovely little town. Quite realistic with all the people. Okay. It's quite late, so we wanted to get a room in the only local inn. There we go. Thank you. We now have a room. Let's go get some sleep. Also, you'll notice I'll try to avoid using, or rather opening, any doors. Because, why would I? Like, look at that, there's a door over there, but there's a good wall right there. You can bet which one I'm using. Game has too many words in its title. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, and because it's a Lovecraftian game, we're not gonna get a good night's sleep. But we're gonna get to know our name. I'm not sure if it was brought up at any point before this in the game, but we are Howard. Alright, we're gonna push this aside. There we go. Peek through this wall.
Anybody there?
And there indeed is somebody there. I don't know who this person is, or if he has any purpose in the story besides this one nightmare section.
Who is watching us?
If you don't believe me,
who is watching us?
Okay, so the most difficult thing about this game, or the run, is not selecting the same dialogue option multiple times, because it always defaults to the top one. Howard. Okay, be ready, it's a scary game. Oh, I'm not running. No wonder I can't get walked through this door. Please let me through. What is this? There we go. I could have just opened it, but... you know.
Cometh ye to the tomb. Walk ye the old
You didn't want to sleep tonight anyway. Okay, this time we wake up for real, but it's still the middle of the night. Because they are here at the inn, and they're after us. And we're gonna go see what they're up to. Gotta be careful. Yeah, there they are. Or at least one of them. And then we just go back to sleep. And finally, we can wake up for real in the morning. Alright, we're gonna go into this room, or rather, not into that room, but we're gonna just floor through the floor of that room into the main hall of the inn.
Yes,
Hello, Mr. Innkeeper, would you like to tell me about
say that.
Worm's Feast, the bookstore?
Thanks.
Thank you.
I must go now.
And now we can go to the bookstore and find that book we were looking for. And the town is still as busy as ever. Okay, so here we meet Henry. Henry is the bookstore keeper. And we're gonna buy a bunch of stuff from him. Not many books, though.
Sorry, I am your yes. Thank.
And he has a lot to say. He doesn't get a lot of visitors.
How and use your it was that it's yeah no.
Good talk. Alright, he told us to get some stuff from the basement. There we go. Including the book that he didn't want to sell to us, but will sell to us anyway. Also, we're gonna steal his lever and examine his car. There we go. That's what we wanted. Not suspicious whatsoever. Oh, whoops. Yes, I can open it if I just click on the right spot. Thank you. Difficult puzzle right here. Let's see if I did it right. I think I opened the lock. And we found the book. Unfortunately, however, it's all ciphered. Can't read this mumbo jumbo. I hope the game actually works, because I was supposed to get a message saying that, hey, I can't read this, but I didn't, so we'll see what Henry thinks of this.
Thanks,
he doesn't
Henry.
think very much of it. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. How about we read the book again? This is a wonderful sign. I'm not getting any messages.
Out of knife if you I will can you out of I don't know if you're thinking I will definitely keep that. Can you tell me I don't know out of curiosity
I am stuck in this dialogue.
I don't know much about it. Thanks.
Okay. I broke the game. Don't worry, the game autosaves a lot, including into the future. So we're just gonna load back in here. And we're just gonna try this again. Totally not saves I prepared beforehand. Hello, Henry.
Hello. I'm yeah, great. Don't you? So I
He still has a lot to say.
Thank also and I spy how and use your it with that it's yeah no.
Nice talking to you, Henry. See you soon. Hopefully with more things to talk about. Once again, we're gonna steal his lever and look at his car and solve the difficult book puzzle. There we go. And maybe this time when we look at the book, we have more to say about it. We don't. This is a wonderful example of how this game sometimes functions. So we're gonna load another autosave that the game made in the future here. Nothing suspicious happening here. Cool. Hello, Henry.
All right then. I think this is one of the cipher systems
see.
used during. But
Thank.
He recognizes the cipher system, and now he tells us to go get another book from the basement, so that he can use that book to translate this other book. There we go. This is all going exactly as I expected it would.
Here, yes. No, please keep trying.
Keep
Henry.
trying. Also, I would like to
I'd
buy
like
the
to
toy
buy
jeep.
That's an interesting choice.
Also,
Thanks, Henry.
talk to you in a second again, Henry. I would also like to buy this map over here.
No, please keep trying.
Keep
Henry.
trying. Also, let me
I'd
buy
like-
this
Of
map.
course you do. You will need it.
And who ordered the
I
book?
don't know if you,
I will. Can you tell me
no.
Please keep trying, Henry.
He's still gonna keep
Thanks,
trying. Okay, Henry, thank you very much. You have been quite helpful. Now let me get out of here. So, Henry told us who originally ordered the mysterious book that we found, and he's now translating. And the person who ordered it lives in this old building. So we're gonna go check out the place. There's a very, very difficult puzzle here where you have to use a camera to take pictures of rocks and use a strange compass to figure out what to do, but we're fortunately not gonna have to do it. Instead, we're gonna clip into this closet. Or try to. It's the most difficult trick in the game, and I got it quickly. Here we go. I got a protective suit. There's a wall. Here's a spooky dude. And the spooky dude is actually carrying the ashes of another dead dude. Some German fellow. And we're of course gonna take those ashes with us. They might come in handy. Very cinematically climbing up this ladder. Because we need this little lever from here. And hop. There we go. Back into first floor. Oh! Whoops. Excuse me while I clip into a bed. But now what do we do with this lever we found? We're gonna go get a key. And then we're gonna quick save because there's a high chance I fall out of bounds coming out of there. Now this is difficult, so I'm actually gonna focus on this. Because talking and counting at the same time is practically impossible. Especially when I completely ignore what I'm counting too. That's even better, even when not talking. Okay, it looks good. And that should be the solution. Wonderful. That puzzle was the most difficult thing I have ever solved in my life when I played this casually. I feel like my brain expanded by at least 2 sizes when I solved it. Okay, now we're in the basement of the building, and there's bugs in here, so we need to get the protective suit on. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get some stuff from this room. Normally you're supposed to... you are supposed to find a goblin-looking plant that grew where a hanged man's semen fell. And he's gonna open that door for you, but we can just walk through the door. I am not making that up. If you have any questions about the puzzle or the lore, please forward your questions to Zodrop Interactive. Also, then we got some gasoline and a cylinder for a gramophone and some capsule that we don't know what it is. And here's a mysterious machine, described as a speaking machine. Let's see what the gramophone has to say about it. Nothing. Fortunately, we can tune it with this thing. This puzzle is random, by the way, but the solution is always the same. Just spam the buttons in this order, and eventually the puzzle will solve itself. There we go.
It is, if you, when
Extremely fascinating.
This, I think,
Good talk. Okay, now we're gonna go back to the bookstore, talk to Henry some more. By now he should be done translating the index page of the book.
Yes, for now, I've deciphered the index for
And
you.
now we
Can you-
want him to translate the thing about speaking machines. Give him some time. There we go, that's plenty of time. Are you done?
All done.
Thank you. Very efficient. Now let's go back. Back to the underground galleries. Oh yeah, the bugs are biting me. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, so now we understand how to use this machine. Once again, I'll at least try to focus on inputting the correct solution to this puzzle. Wonderful, that looks good. And then we use our big brain here to combine the weird capsule and the ashes of the German dude. And you can maybe guess what's gonna happen when we put the ashes of the German dude into the speaking machine. It's gonna be spooky. So, brace yourselves. I think this is the second most scary part of the game. So we pass out and wake up in the first floor of the old building. How did we get there? We don't know. Fortunately, somebody did leave a note on the bedside. Problem is, it's all in German and we don't speak German. Fortunately, our good friend Henry in the bookstore is very good with languages. And he's gonna tell us that
Can you read that?
it says, don't go to the gate.
I don't really remember. What? Jacob could
But-
probably...
but what is the gate?
Do you
We
know
don't-
his...
we
I don't
we
really
don't know.
remember.
Why did you just... Thank...
All we know is that we shouldn't go to the gate. Therefore we are gonna investigate what the gate is and go to the gate. All he knew is that on the other side of town there is another dude who might know something about the gate. It's very lucky that whoever didn't want us to go to the gate told us that the gate is a thing. Because otherwise we would be completely lost. Kinda like this person over here is a bit lost. Doesn't
You
know
can
what time it
speak
is.
freely. Hello. Do you recognize... Who?
Him!
I think he seems...
It was nice talking to you. Okay, and then we're gonna fast travel to the other side of the street, back to the inn. And here's the first major sequence break in the run. We're gonna walk through this wall. Whoops. Check under this bed. And there's gonna be a secret hatch in here. And in that secret hatch there is a 1/3 of a key we need later in the game. And then we talk to the bartender, or innkeeper, I suppose.
How can I get...
I think maybe...
What?
And then we just use the information we got from the crazy dude and Henry and ask like, hey, can you give us a ride to the gate? And he's happy to oblige. Oblige. I can't pronounce words. Don't worry about it. And here's the gate. Right there. That building. Unfortunately, the front door is locked, so we can't just walk right in. But there is a shovel in front of this tomb over here, and we can work with that. We can't break the lock at the front door, but fortunately we can still break the basement door lock. So we can just... There we go. Thick bushes. It's quite spooky in here. I mean, this whole door is blocked. So you can see. Grab some gasoline for later. Always good to have some. And here we go. Made it into the house. It's a funny smell in here. We're not gonna care about that. Whoa, I got completely turned around here. That's the way. This door. And suddenly we feel really, really tired, so we're just gonna go get some rest. Because somehow this house feels familiar, so we are comfortable sleeping here. No problem. But, as you might guess, we're not gonna sleep well. Because something is still calling us. And we wake up, but it's another nightmare. And this time, we are a child. Because it turns out that the gate is our childhood home. And we have some suppressed memories. I don't know why this seems like a completely normal dream to have. Just take a little shortcut over here. Back to the first floor. There we go. Can I please? I'm not going to open this door, game. I will not. There we go. So I would like to draw your attention to the way Howard is holding this candle. Looks quite comfortable. Okay, so we just picked up the key to the well. Now we're gonna go check what's in the well. It's let's just say that Grandpa has some interesting hobbies. And interesting pets. This is the scariest part of the game, so if you're faint of heart, be warned.
Look down, Howard. Look and see the show-off.
Yeah, Grandpa has a cute pet Shoggoth. Cool. Oh, what am I doing? I almost walked through that door when there's a good wall here. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this letter to understand what I need to do. And then we're gonna go back to the key box over here for a different key this time, in reality. So we can exit the house. Oh, whoops. So we can exit the house. So we can go back into the house. And then get out of the house. There we go. Just a little shortcut back to the tomb. And under the floorboards we picked up the key to this place. And there's Grandpa's grave. Let's take a look. He's supposed to have another piece of the key. But oh my god, someone beat us to it. Because the object is gone. And the weather sure changes quickly here. Yeah, there's no point in trying to do anything else tonight. Let's go back into the house. Back into the house. There we go. And then go into the house. Oh right, I am not supposed to go to bed right now. I'm supposed to go check on this room. There's a flash. Oh my god. And then we can hear some rats running around. Something is not right. Oh, whoops. Didn't even mean to go through a wall that time. Now that is spooky. Turns out, in the basement, there is a hidden staircase to a lower basement. Of course we're gonna go there. We're not gonna touch this door, instead we're just gonna walk through it, because that's a major sequence break in the run. Saves a good bit of time. And then we get to the most exciting section of the game, where we walk to the back end of this hallway, then back here, and back, and then back here once more. Very exciting. Yeah, there's a funky statue in here. Was nice seeing that. That's all we had to do. Time to head back. But yes, perhaps a quick note on how the clipping works in this game. I would say that most of the movement works rather well, considering that the original engine was obviously not intended for any sort of real-time movement. But jumping and crouching, not so much. Basically, if you just walk towards any surface, door, wall, whatever you want, and crouch against it, you just go through. It's a wonderful little feat. Okay, so we got a ring from that thing, and there's some weird incense in there. Also, we're gonna once again put on our protective suit. And then do some chemistry. Because the ring is not what we actually want. We want the dagger that the statue is holding. But we need the ring to get the dagger. No! Fine, I will do it in the correct order. Put some liquid in there first. If you insist, game. Now all the bugs are gone, and we hear a strange noise coming from the statue. So it's time to go back there once more. And this time around, the statue is gonna be in a different position and just give us the family sacrificial dagger, whatever it may actually be. Thank you. Pleasure doing business with you. And one more thing we gotta do in the basement. We're gonna meet up with Lothnolder, who was a central character in the previous game, and I have no idea what he's up to really in this one. But he's chilling over here. We haven't met him yet.
You must find it.
And he gives us
This
one
is
more
part
part of the key.
I'll be
And he's like, cool, let's meet us in the lost city below this house. And then he's just gone. It was nice talking to him. And then we're gonna touch this gate and have another quite scary moment. And because of that sequence break, we never have to go to that area again, which saves probably some minutes. Now get ready. It's gonna be scary.
Welcome, Howard.
So spooky. But finally, we wake up for real once again. And we're gonna go back to the first floor. And where am I in the first floor? Over here. Oh my god, it's a door frame. Also, it's Loth-Nolder. This is when we meet Loth for the first time. And he's like, yo, let's talk tomorrow. I need to go get some drugs and go to sleep. And then he disappears. It was nice talking to him. And then we go back to bed and wake up once again. But now we have done all we have to do at the gate for now. So I'm just gonna get a screwdriver, fuel a car, and get out of here. Back to Arkham. Let's go check the inn. For no good reason. Couldn't be because the story continues from the inn. Because they are here. We still don't know who they are, but they are here. And we should follow them. See what they're up to. Let's see. So, I'm gonna spoil a bit of this. They're going down the sewer. But while we are doing this section, which is a lot of running and nothing going on, I would like to tell you the story of how this run came to be. Because it amused me personally greatly. And I'm totally not biased. About 10 years ago, when this game came out, I read a review and I was like, oh, that sounds kinda interesting. I should maybe play that game. And then I obviously did not play that game. Until last year, during a Steam sale, Steam recommended this to me. I was like, oh, is it that game I remember reading about 10 years ago? So I went to the store page of the game. I was wondering, like, is this gonna run well on modern PCs? I need to check some reviews. And I looked at the most recent reviews, and 3 out of 4 most recent reviews all said the same thing. I like the atmosphere and I'm enjoying the game, but I keep falling out of bounds. I was sold, needless to say. Anyway, here's the next puzzle. This gorilla has the final part of the key, but there's an alarm system rigged to this case. So we need to disable the alarm system somehow. Let's take a good look at the system. And to turn the system off, we are gonna combine the car and the screwdriver and get a battery. We're gonna place the battery into the system, and we're gonna turn the system off. If you have any questions about the logic of this puzzle, please forward them to Zoetrope Interactive. There we go. We got the final piece. Time to go. Or I wish it was time to go. Because we're not alone. They knocked us out, and will now slowly drag us into some other room in here and take all our stuff. And this is where the game begins to make me wonder what is actually going on in the story, because I genuinely do not know what happens after this moment. It's gonna be scary, that's for sure, but I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be scared of. Perhaps that's Lovecraftian. Also, they gave me a mattress, so they're obviously not all bad.
Ha! He thinks we're stupid. We'll see who's the stupid one once I've delivered that thing from the tomb.
You mean that useless piece of metal? Why would anyone give so much money for a piece of junk like that?
Who cares? So long as we get paid. Hey, keep it down. We already kicked up a racket.
Yeah.
So they don't seem all that smart, but they'll have this coming. My best guess is that the gorilla is back for its own head. And yeah, I would be scared of that too. There we go. Oh my god, he had an accident. Okay, let's go get our stuff. I'm gonna assume that the gorilla's head is no longer in the display case. Just to support my theory. So, Howard is also not that smart. It looks like a key. I don't think so. But good theory, Howard. We'll stick with that for now. Okay. Unfortunately, we can't just fast travel out to sewers because the sewers are dangerous. So we will have to walk out and then fast travel. Oh yeah, there was a gate over there. You may have noticed. Fortunately, even in the sewers, we can take some shortcuts. Cut down on the traveling. Such as this one right here. Whoop. There we go. Quite smooth. Alright, so now we have all pieces of the key. And we have the key, as Howard called it. So we can go back to the gate. And we're gonna go... Oh, oops, I would like to take the supposed key in my hand. And we're gonna go back to meet... or we're gonna try to meet Grandpa's Shoggoth. See if it's still hanging around. Sadly, it isn't. Also, we are approaching the end game. Don't get ready with time, the end game is quite lengthy. And I would honestly call it a bit padded. Also, I fell. It's a thing that happens sometimes. No Shoggoth, but there is a weird tunnel. Cool. And at the end of the tunnel, there's an elevator. Okay, first things first, we're gonna fix the elevator. I think I fucked up. Well done, well done. Just keeping you on your edges of your seats. And myself as well. Okay. the elevator is actually moving, and as you may have noticed, movement in this game is not really all that great. So I'm gonna just look out the window from here and avoid moving so I don't fall out of bounds. That seems like a fair plan. But hey, as much as I might make fun of this game's physics and funky puzzles and all that, you gotta remember, this was made by mostly just 2 people. And they knew what they wanted to make, and they had some limitations, and all things considered, I did think they did alright, so I can respect that. I will still probably make some fun of it, but props to them. There we go. And now we are under the sea. It's quite a long elevator ride. And that's the last time you see anything underwater. Okay. We're gonna meet Edwin Pikmin, who was a poet in the last game. In the previous game he jumped off a cliff about 2 minutes after meeting Howard. So we have a good track record with him. There he is, as a ghost.
He looks like...
Hello,
Edwin
Mr. Pikmin.
Dead.
Oh well, that's the last we see of him.
Mr. Pikmin!
It was nice knowing him. And here's the most padded section of the game. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to find 12 pieces of this poem that Pikmin wrote, and those pieces are gonna work as hints to the final puzzle, which I couldn't make any sense of even after reading a walkthrough on how it's supposed to work. Could be just that my brain works quite differently from the dev's brain. I'm sure somebody would be able to solve this, but I was not that someone. Also, this is a great time to point out how the movement in this game works. It's faster to look forward, because if you look down, this is your movement speed. It's no GoldenEye. Also, picking up items is sometimes quite difficult. In case you were wondering, these pieces were not here when I first walked through, so I couldn't have just gotten them first and then made it up with Pikmin. I do have to backtrack all the way. 9 out of 12, we are right on track. Also, the area is called Necropolis, not ominous at all. And over there are just the strangest puzzles I have ever seen, or the strangest puzzle, I suppose. Or, now that I think about it, the puzzle in Darkness Within 1 may be more crazy. Either way, it's not an easy puzzle. Okay, cool, we have all 12 pieces. Which makes this eye open up. And me, not being a nice person, stab the eye. First thing I can think of. Which makes this thing bring out its head. Let's see. Now, I'm not gonna try to explain how this puzzle works, because I genuinely do not know. I just know the solution. I don't know why it's the solution. Except that the poem supposedly says so. Let's just not worry about it. We need the moon here. There we go. And we need a gate here. And then we just spam the last one until it goes correctly. See? There we go. And where's the scale? There. Wonderful. Puzzle solved. Nice. And the puzzle unlocks a door all the way back here. And behind that door are the final 2 rooms of the game. Oh, please, let me through. Thank you. Yes, I did in fact on my casual playthrough use a guide on that puzzle. I dare you to beat this game without any guidance, because it's quite the feat. Okay, here's where we need the key. So let's put it together with our big brain. And throw it in there. And this is the final room of the game.
The rest of my and great
Nice monologue. Good talking to you. Oh, sorry, I forgot to warn you about the scary thing. I believe that might be Lothnolder's former body, but I'm honestly a tiny bit lost on the details. But this is the most important detail. We're gonna look at this crystal, and we're gonna learn who has been haunting our dreams.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you, Mr. Elder God Being.
Howard, you...
Hello, Loth. Also, get ready with time. It's right now. It's like there. I somewhat forgot about that aspect of speedrunning. There's usually a timer involved. So we stab the red thing to death, and then we get buried in the rubble. We don't know what happens to Loth. I suppose he escapes, so we might get a sequel. And then there are a couple of more scenes that I find quite baffling that I would like to share with you. Any moment now.
The explanation of how he entered the underground city.
He's not gonna give us the explanation. But we are gonna get one more scary scene. My layout got slightly spooky in the middle of the run. Oh no, do I dare look at it myself? This game is already scary. Here lies Howard. So you may have noticed that I have been playing this with English subtitles on. Hey Howard.
Listen, I need to ask you something about him.
Pay attention
He
to
woke up several
subtitles.
times during the night.
No.
I see. It's probably nothing. Stress, most likely, brought on by pressures of work combined with not enough sleep. You're his friend. When he gets out of here, tell him to take a break. A long break.
I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it's interesting. Maybe it has something to do with the ashes of the German dude. Or maybe someone copy-pasted the wrong translation. Yeah, shoutouts to the Assembly Brothers for doing most of this exciting adventure game. 46 minutes, we found 2 documents. And that just about sums up Darkness Within 2, the Dark Legacy Director's Cut edition. So thank you for watching and enjoy the final hours of the marathon. 'Cause I am done here.